Hello, everybody. It's time for another Frank White Friday. I did not record a Frank White Friday session last week. I was participating in a meeting that included some 60 organizations, including the Human Space Program. We are petitioning the United Nations to add to their 17 Sustainable Development Goals an 18th SDG, as we say, focused on space. Our argument is pretty simple. It's the idea that the other 17 cannot be achieved or are less likely to be achieved without the fourth dimension, the dimension of space. And I was privileged and honored to be part of that. And my talk was also pretty simple, and you've heard me discuss it before. I pointed out that, first of all, we are in space. We've always been in space. We will always be in space. There's nowhere else for us to be. And therefore, to have development goals that do not include this fact is limiting. In addition, I made a suggestion which I feel strongly about, which is that we have exceeded the carrying capacity of our planet. We are going beyond its ability to sustain us. And in order for the future to be sustainable, we need the space dimension. And I talked about three fundamental points that relate the space environment to the other 17 Sustainable Development Goals. First, we need a unifying worldview. Second, we need to learn how to do planetary management or planetary stewardship. And third, we need to support space migration in a sustainable way. I'll just talk briefly to you about these three key points. One, we need a unifying worldview. We need a worldview that brings us together to tackle these 17 Sustainable Development Goals, like the end of poverty, the end of hunger, wide-scale education, and so on. We need this idea that we're all in this together. That is something astronauts realize. It's something they tell us. And it's the essence of what I call the overview effect. That's the experience of seeing the Earth from space and in space. And it causes a shift in awareness to this larger, more collaborative worldview. Second, we need to use the technology that we've put into orbit, which is a plethora of satellites really monitoring the health of our planet on a daily, hourly basis. Actually, more frequent than that. And we also have artificial intelligence to help us interpret this data, and then to use it to equitably, and again, sustainably, allocate our resources on planet Earth, and to bring us back into a coherent relationship with Mother Earth's carrying capacity. And finally, space migration. We need to move from mission to migration. If we can begin to encourage human beings and industries to move into this larger ecosystem, the solar ecosystem, that in itself will reduce the pressure on planet Earth and give the planet a chance to breathe and recover and recuperate from the impact of our very demanding technological civilization. So that was what the kickoff of this campaign was all about just about a week ago. And now all of the organizations who are supporting it will be working to find allies at the United Nations for this point of view. I'll have more to say about it in the future, and I look forward to discussing the 18th SDG with you as the campaign progresses. Thanks. Have a great weekend.